am born and raised in Staten Island, New York. The accent's probably going to come out periodically. I moved down here after I graduated from college, and I graduated from college with my bachelor's and associate's degree in culinary arts. So I am a chef.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Was it a passion? Was cooking a passion that came from your parents?
It really was. I mean, growing up in a huge Italian family, my grandmother lived in the kitchen, and every time we would do anything, it was around food and alcohol, and we would just make a big to-do, grandiose meals my whole life. So.
Very family oriented, I would imagine.
Very much so. Very, very blessed. Very much so. And
when you went to culinary school, was it, I would imagine most of your base was Italian food and that kind of thing?
It definitely was. We lived in a really big Italian neighborhood too, so it was just like you see in the movies, to be honest. And it was just a traditional Italian food, and that was where my love of cooking kind of grew up,
What about it fascinates you and made you want to kind of create that be your life, like make it into your life?
I feel like to get to people's heart can be through their stomach, right? And a lot of people sit down on a table and they get to know each other over food. And there's nothing like sitting down with really great food and to share that community, to share that bond, and to be with people around good food is always a great time. It's a great time.
And it's I think you're actually potentially our first real chef. Patient
with no teeth at the time, mind you.
that's for later. Yeah. But I think you are essentially our first real professional chef. Maybe second or third, but in terms of the story that you have is very fascinating. In terms of just that was your life, and that's the essence of what we're trying to give back to people is that sense of what you're talking about, that family, that community, that sort of bond that we all have through food and through gathering together. And so for you to be a person that offers that, and us to be a group that offers teeth, and you needed it, that's
I wish we met years ago.
So walk us through how you ended up in South Florida.
Okay.
And then maybe kind of how your teeth ended up the way that they did to start.
I'd love to. Well, my parents are, God bless them, they're married 65 years and they retired.
Wow, congratulations.
It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
My dad's in his 80s, his late 80s. My mom just in her early 80s. So we moved down here. I moved down when my parents retired. I'm an only child. I stayed in Staten Island, I'm going to continue to live my life there. But, when my parents left, I really didn't have anything else going on over there. And I would come and visit to them, and it was like, it's paradise down here with all the palm trees and the beautiful blue water.
It sure is.
You couldn't remove me from Florida if you paid me now.
I feel the same way.
And so I moved down here, I had a little bit of hiccups with career-wise. I started bartending. I started working front of the house manager. I wasn't really leaning on my degree so much. So as years progressed, I would like to say that I already had bad issues with my teeth from the very beginning. I'd like to say that they're somewhat hereditary. Since I was a kid, I just would have tons of cavities, and I would get abscesses, and my teeth would easily break. So I always would getting crowns and root canals like ninth and 10th grade. I feel like that's crazy. But it was kind of the norm, always having to have some type of issue at
Brothers
the
and sisters have the same problem?
I am an only child.
Only child.
And to really sweeten the pot, I was adopted by my parents, so I really didn't have any more hereditary information on, I don't know if that really is a medical thing, but probably not.
It's a big, deep thing. So, some of it can be, of course, your makeup of the bone and such, but a lot of it has to do with the bacteria of where you're raised and where you grow up.
Well, Staten Island probably isn't the greatest area. But so I came down here as years progressed. I just my teeth were deteriorating, and I wasn't caring for them properly because I was like, why not? As years progress, I'm 46 now, but we're talking like in my late 20s, early 30s. My mental health was deteriorating. My career wasn't at a great spot, and happiness is an inside job, right? And I can honestly sit here and tell you that I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I was seeking something that was I couldn't find. And it kind of took, life took some ebbs and flows. And during all that time, I can't put this any more delicately, but my teeth rotted out of my mouth. And I was really young, My teeth looked like something out of a 90-year-old's mouth. I really wasn't able to dive into my career. I couldn't eat steak. I couldn't eat. I was ashamed. Being in the front of the house and being in front of people. I love to spread sunshine. I love to spread joy. I will cheese smile in your face now, and so you can't help but to smile.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was really, really difficult.
I don't think your smile will offend anyone anymore.
I appreciate that. But at that time, it was really difficult being in the hospitality industry, and I can't begin to tell you how it really did affect my mental health.
And so when we met, you were back kind of in the career.
I was in the back of the house. I leaned on my degree, and I went back to the back of the house so I wouldn't be around people, right? I was with other guys in the back of the kitchen that could have cared less, and I was more accepting. I felt like this was my fate. Right. And I kind of took a little avenues. I went to dentist with my health insurance covered, and I accepted the fate that I was going to be wearing dentures and smacking my gums for the rest of my life, just to want to feel better. Right. And women sometimes, or men too, go through cosmetics to feel good about themselves. Well, I make a joke about it. Like, I got boobs for my face, but pulling the trigger was probably the easiest but most difficult thing to do, because I knew that was my fate. No one wants to be like, hey, I'm going to go rip all my teeth out and it's going to be great. But I knew that was going to relieve me of the pain I was experiencing emotionally, how I felt about myself physically. I was still getting abscesses, and the hot and cold, it was a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah.
So I knew at some point that I had to take the dive and just do it.
Yeah, teeth are really annoying in that if they don't cause you any problems or they're in a good, healthy spot, it's something you don't think about at all. But when you're in your position, whether you're in food or not, we all interact with humans and stuff, that affects probably almost every minute of every day.
100%. And not only that, like the discomfort, going to the emergency room because I had an abscess and need intravenous was a normal thing. I would wake up and my face would be swollen. I'm like, all right, I got antibiotics in the kitchen. It was something that I had to accept because my teeth were in a bad spot, and I just didn't think that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Just how I felt, and obviously my health. So, crossing paths with you guys obviously changed everything.